Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrea and this is Beauty with Andy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate your support on the channel. So I've just gone through my videos and we're practically up today, and that's due to me putting 2 videos up every single day from probably about 2 weeks before Christmas. So if you have watched them, thank you so much. I know it's a lot, but I didn't want to really go into the new year and have 2020's videos stockpiled up. I just created so many videos last year. I'm going to try and not do that this year, but then again, with my Shop My Stash currently the way it is, it's 7 days, 7 palettes, 7 looks, so I'm always going to have something on the channel. So we're kind of gone from Monday, Wednesday, Thursday and Saturday to 7 days, 7 looks, 7 palettes, so we're always going to have at least one video if I can maintain it. And that's a big if. Obviously when I go back to work it might be a little bit more of a problem because I do care for my mum as well. But now for the most part the UK is in a national lockdown again, and it's not looking like employers are taking people on. So for the most part I can actually commit to this. I'm going to leave it like on my channel it does say new videos Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. So it says 4 times a week. I'm going to leave it at that. And then if I have to kind of drop the Pretty Random Chooses my eyeshadow palette. So what I might do, obviously when I go back to work, is I might just choose 3 or 4 eyeshadow palettes that Pretty Random choose for me instead of 7. Well, they don't choose 7 anyway, they choose 5 and then I choose 2. So that will have to be reassessed when I go back to work, but for now it's fine. Today I'm choosing 2. It's the last day, by the way guys, it's day 7, look 7, so I want to use this one again. I've used this I've used it 2 or 3 times I think. So this was my Pan That palette in 2020. I chose 6 eyeshadows. I was kind of a bit adventurous with it. I have done really well on one of the eyeshadows, so I'm going to continue with that. The Pan That palette doesn't end till the end of January of this year. Then we'll be talking about what we're going to be used up in 2021. I'm not bringing a palette in, I'll just let you know that right off the bat, because I've got so many other eyeshadow palettes that I just want to love, and this didn't hardly get any use anyway. I did try and use it, but it didn't get that much use. And then this one I want to use again. I think it's the 3rd time I've used it in this week. Let's just have a look. Let's have a look at the shades and then I can tell you for sure. Right, so we used this green, yeah it will be the 3rd time. We used this green, we used this purple magnetic shade a few days ago, and I want to use Element today. So it's just a simple look with both palettes. I like using this Too Faced one because it's got the white chocolate shade in that I'm actually currently panning. So let's go and put that on first. I use that because I use the NYX white base. And it's kind of like tacky and it makes my eyelids look a bit wrinkly. So let's just get a mirror. I just use that to blend it out and make sure all the other eyeshadows go on really well together. And the eyeshadows in the Moondust palette are obviously Moondust eyeshadows, so you've got no mattes there, so that's why we're using the Too Faced chocolate bar. Just put this brush through the colour switch, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to go in with Salted Caramel. I may as well just show you my palette, what it looks like. This is a really old palette. I didn't get it when it was first released, but it must be at least 4 years old at this point. So last year I didn't have any pan in anything. A few of the eyeshadows I'd worn down a little bit, but this one I've really done well with. It's showing quite a lot of pan. This one has always had a little bit of a dip in it, but this one is getting more of a dipping because I'm using that as well. This one always had quite a big dipping. I've not really used that much. And then I use that quite a bit as well, like just for face highlighter, because at that time when I first bought that palette I didn't have any face highlighters in my collection. Can you imagine me having no face highlighters in my collection? I absolutely adore face highlighter now. Right, so I'm just going in with Salted Caramel, which is this really nice light shade for the transition. And I'm hoping the Element shade from the Urban Decay palette is going to be a little bit more pigmented than the other shade was the other day. Magnetic, that purple shade, just because there isn't really a shade in here that would work with it. Otherwise I'd use it, but there isn't. I have got one though by Essence. So if I feel it's too sheer, I'll just put that over the top and then we'll go in again with that. I know it's not what I should be doing because I should only be using eyeshadows that Pretty Random have told me to use. But in rare exceptions, I will do that. My mum called me just before I started filming this video and she's like, what time are you coming? I'm just wondering, I'm going to make my tea soon, I'm just wondering if you want to come over for your tea. I said, what are you having? And she said, I'm having quiche. And that's proper English, isn't it, having quiche? And I said, well, what kind of quiche is it? Because I only really like one kind of quiche, I'm really fussy. And she said, it's salmon and broccoli, and I'm like, no, it's alright mum. I don't know if I like salmon for a start. I know I should try it really, but I don't want to waste the food. That quiche, if I don't go round, that'll last her 2 days. And if I did go around and said, yeah, I'll have some quiche, and I didn't like it and then it would end up in the bin, then I feel like I would have wasted her food. I'll just go to the shop and get something from Tesco. Right, just get this blending brush. So now they're saying with this national lockdown, originally they said the 18th of February, but now they're saying it's going to be March before everything reopens. I've got to admit, it's got me scared again and almost to the point where I'm depressed. I've been really depressed these last couple of days. I'm surprised I'm even filming because it really is getting to me now. And it's like yesterday I had to take my mum to the hospital and I was constantly on edge. I'm actually surprised we didn't get our temperatures checked when we went down to X-ray. I'm really surprised at that. And I'm glad really, because if they would have took my temperature it might have been high. Not due to the fact that I've got anything, but due to the fact that when I'm stressed my temperature goes up. I don't know why that happens, but it does. Maybe I'm just a bit of an oddball. Right, so now then I'm going to go in with white chocolate again, just on this brush here, just for the brow bone. Right, I think we'll darken the outer V. I think that shade's called Milk Chocolate. It's just this one here. This one looks like it's going a little bit dry. So I'm just putting it in the outer V, like I said. I'm not running it through the crease, just because I don't want it to be too dark in the actual crease. 2019 I was panning at the Tartelette Tease palette, and for the life of me I don't know where that palette's gone. I was thinking about maybe bringing that in because it's a smaller palette and trying to do something else with it instead of a great big palette like this. I think there was like 4 more eyeshadows to pan. I did really well with it, and I just can't, I don't think I would have threw it out, but I just can't find it. Things tend to walk out of my flat, and well, not out of it, but they tend to kind of go missing a lot. I'm always losing lipsticks, and they're the really high expensive ones as well. They're not the cheap drugstore ones. I'm always losing MAC, Charlotte Tilbury, Chanel, the really expensive ones. Right, so we're going to leave it there with this palette for now. And then we're going to go in with this shade here. And we're going to see if, let's go in with a finger. It looks sheer, doesn't it? But let's see if we can build it up. I'm going to go in with this small accent brush. It's called Element. It's just a really nice bronzy, like, topper. I think these are all toppers. Like I said, I have got a shade similar to this. I've got one in Colourpop, and I've got one in like a Colourpop Super Shock eyeshadow, and I've got one in my, I've got one in my, it's quite pigmented, so we might be able to work with this. I don't know. I'm gonna try and work with it. Try and spritz it. It's really gorgeous, isn't it? It's like a bronze with loads of pink reflect. There's a lot of fallout. Maybe I should have put some glitter glue on. I mean, it looks quite good. Looks quite pigmented. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get my setting spray, and then we'll try and build the pigmentation up. Okay, so let's try and do this. There's barely anything left in this now, so it's the Collection Dewy Makeup Fixing Spray. I do have one other fixing spray. Well, I've got 2. I think I've got another Collection one, but that looks like it's got quite a bit of glitter in it. And then I've got the Too Faced one that I got with my Look Fantastic order when I ordered the Too Faced Spicy. Oh, that's better. When I ordered the Too Faced Spicy palette, they gave me a sample of, what's it called? This. So yeah, I've got that to use as well, but that probably won't last 5 minutes. So yeah, these do go better on with a good setting spray. So much more pigmented. I'm going to show you one eye versus the other in a second. Right. So that's my right eye, and that's the one where I built the pigmentation up. And then that's my left eye, and that's kind of lackluster, and it's still pigmented. It's not as lackluster as the magnetic one was that I used yesterday, but it's not as pigmented as this side, I don't think so. So now then, let's go in with a little bit more of that spray. So I said it in yesterday's video and I'll say it again today, what I've been thinking about, because I don't have much storage room in like my drawers where I keep all my palettes. It's getting a little bit out of control, even though I've just done a declutter. I'm only going to get, palette wise, what actually, you know, draws me in. I'm not just going to buy anything. I don't think I did much of that in 2020 anyway. I feel like I'll buy limited edition things, like Too Faced come out with limited edition palettes. I'm sure the Too Faced Pumpkin Spicy is a limited edition. It might not be, but the gingerbread ones were, so I'm sure that one is going to be as well. What I'm really cheesed off about with the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette is it's now half price on, I think it was Look Fantastic, that basically sent me an email and said it was now half price, or it could have been Cult Beauty, it was one of them, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, but I've got it, and can't moan about it, at least I have it. Yeah, but I hate it when companies do that. You buy it full price and then a few weeks down the road when the sales are on, is it like at half price? So yeah, I wasn't too happy about that. But like I was saying, I don't think I'll be buying too many palettes. I don't think I'll be bringing too many palettes into the collection unless I get rid of quite a few in the spring and summer, and even then I don't want to be just getting rid of things to bring things in. What I do want to do is get more liquids. So I've been buying those Stila White Lies, little white lies, they're like little liquids like Glitter and Glows. I don't have any of the Glitter and Glows, so I'd like to try one or two of them. And also Ciate do some, I think they're called Wonder Flip eyeshadows, and they've got one that's similar to Scarab by Natasha Denona. I do want to try Natasha Denona's Scarab Chromiums. I do want to try Natasha Denona Scarab. She has the chromiums, and probably I'll get a few more shades. But as for actual palettes, I just don't want to get any more palettes at this moment in time. Anyway, I've got enough to be testing. I got loads for Christmas. I've got loads from last year that I haven't tested and that I haven't played with enough to give an opinion on it. I've got a lot of eyeshadow palettes in my collection. I don't feel like at this point I need more, but I would like some different kind of textured eyeshadows to play with. So I would like multi-chrome singles. I've seen a shop on Etsy, so I might order a few off Etsy for like a birthday treat. That's in February, so yeah, I might do that. But as far as anything else goes, I've made a little elf order, but it is literally a very tiny elf order. It didn't cost barely anything at all, apart from the shipping. They really get me each time, you know, I hate paying shipping fees. So yeah, the elf order will be coming soon, and I think that's it. I don't really want to spend too much more money, just because I've spent a lot on the Black Friday sales and I want to kind of calm down a little bit now. So yeah, you'll see the elf haul when it comes in. It might come in though like towards like when my birthday is, and I'll probably just keep it as a little bit of a treat for my birthday, because hey, if I don't buy my makeup, who will? My mum actually gets me a lot of makeup, but this year she's actually buying me a really expensive perfume that I wanted. It's the Dior J'adore, and I've wanted to put that back in my collection for quite a while. So I don't expect anything else from her because that's really expensive. And my sister is getting me the Mini Retro eyeshadow palette, so I'm really looking forward to trying both those. Well, I know what the Dior perfume is like. It is so nice. It is going to be one of those perfumes that I use for special occasions. I've got the YSL Black Opium, and I use that just on special occasions just because they're really expensive, and I use my kind of less expensive ones for everyday use. But it's going to get to the point where I'm going to have to use my more expensive ones, because I mean, I've still got quite a few perfumes, but I wouldn't say half as much as I used to have. I might do an updated perfume collection. I don't think I've done one for a couple of years now, just so you can see what's in my perfume collection. I know that I like to watch those kind of videos, and the ones that I've done in the past have had quite a few views, so yeah, I think I might do that. Right, so I think we're finished with this now, just because there isn't really a shade that I could use as an in the corner highlight. I've tried using this before and it doesn't work, it's too dark. So let's pop her away and go back into the Too Faced chocolate bar. Right, so what I tend to do is use this one. I think it's Champagne Truffle. Yeah, Champagne Truffle. So I just need to get my little accent brush going with quite a good amount and put that on in the inner corners. We all know how to put inner corner highlight on. And again here. Right, so now the lash line, I think I'm just going to put milk chocolate on the lash line, which is this shade here. The one that we used in the outer V. I'm going to kind of try and wing it out to attach that outer V. Right, and that's that done, so that can go away as well. Eyeliner. So again, we're just going to be using the Too Faced Love eyeliner. Just a tight line width. Doesn't look like I've got as much of that shade on that eye, so we're gonna have to put some more on. I'll spritz the brush, the Element shade. You do need a good healthy amount if you want to use it for anything other than a topper. Right, that will just have to do. Okay, so now then we're going to go in with the Essence I Heart Extreme Mascara, the one that I've really been enjoying. It says I Love Crazy Volume Mascara. I can't remember what colour it was. Ultra Black. It's really, really nice. Didn't like the brush to begin with, but I've really gotten used to it now, and it does give you that volume. It's almost like false lashes. When I went and got this mascara, I got a few other things, and one of the sales associates said to me, card or cash? And I said card. And she said self-serve. So basically you had to scan all your items yourself, and it wasn't a self-serve till. Basically it was one of their tills with one of their scanners, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do here? It had one of those things that you had to literally scan, that when you work in retail, you basically have to use a till like that. And I've not used one of those for, I would say, a few years now. Well, it'll be more than a few years, it's about 15 years. And I'm like, I really couldn't get the hang of it. I did in the end, but like, Jesus, this is a bit much now, this. Next time I'll just pay in cash. I mean, I'm not being funny, but most people have got a chip and pin that the card just touches the actual machine now, so it's not really a danger to anyone. Now if they're willing to accept cash in the hand, why can't they just accept a card that does that? So yeah. Okay, and I'm going to wear this Dior in the shade Underground, I think it is. Is it Underground? No. Fashion Night. I don't think I've worn it. It's just like a nice purple plum shade for this time of year. Yeah, I really like that lipstick. I've got one similar to this in the shade Underground, and it's in a project pan, so I need to start using that soon. That will probably be carried over to 2021's project pan, so it will be a rolling project pan like last year, 21 in 21. When I've used one product, I will roll in another product, just so we've got 21 products in all the time. So guys, this concludes the look, so that's what we're looking like. I really do like how it's turned out. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know your thoughts if you've got this palette and what you really think of it. I would love to know. I personally didn't think I'd ever get this palette. I thought it was a limited edition one, and it's a few years old at this point. Not that particular palette, because I got it off Urban Decay, but since it was released, I can't remember the year it was released, but it was released quite a few years ago. I'm looking forward to playing with that this year. Like I said, I want to play with different eyeshadow textures, so that's why I want to get things like that in the collection. There's one called Party Favours. I saw that on Beauty Dreams by Naomi's channel, and that looks like more neutral Moondust eyeshadows. I do want to get that, because the only other Moondust eyeshadows I've got then is, I've got a couple of cream ones, and I've got Solstice as a single, and they're like £18, £16 to £18 to buy a single, so it is worth it to get this, especially in Black Friday sales. I held it the wrong way around. Especially in Black Friday sales, because I think this was like £27.10 or something like that. It's a really random figure, or £21.30. I know one of them, I think this one might have been £21.30, and the Urban Decay Stone Vibes was £27.10. Really random, but yeah, I'm glad I've got both of them in my collection, but I would say this is miles better than the Stone Vibes. That's just my opinion. Let me know if you've got both of them, which one you prefer the most. I'm going to leave this video here now, because I have to go and film my Shop My Stash video, and then I have to go to my mum's and the shop and everything else that I do on a daily basis. Thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. Please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.